Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and today I'm going to review the 4K Blu-ray edition of Lawrence of Arabia. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and put out videos every single day. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guy 365, as well as over at the Disney Magic Hour podcast. I will put a link for that in the description. All right, Lawrence of Arabia is here on 4K Blu-ray. Now, as of right now, this is part of the Columbia Classics Collection Volume 1 set that was recently released. So if you want this movie, you have to purchase that particular set as far as a physical copy goes. So no individual release has been announced yet, but I anticipate that to be different in the future. So either way, the disc should be exact same between this release and the individual release. So I'm going to go ahead and review that one. And if you want to check out my thoughts on the box set itself, I'm going to go ahead and link that video at the end of this one, so check this one out. All right, so as far as the movie itself goes, it's a masterpiece. It is old Hollywood at its best. It's easily in my top 5 of just classic Hollywood films. Peter O'Toole, Alec Guinness, Omar Sharif are iconic roles and just part of a grand film. And it's beautifully shot. I mean, the cinematography is second to none here. It's really just an amazing movie. You absolutely need to check this one out. It is really that good. And honestly, what better way than to check it out on 4K Blu-ray. Okay, so we're going to talk about that picture quality and audio, but first let's do a quick unboxing. Okay, Lawrence of Arabia, part of the Columbia Classics Collection Volume 1. No separate release as of yet. But they do have a slipcover edition as part of this collection. So there we have the back cover, and then the spine, and then interior artwork. It's a little different. And then the 4K movie is split across 2 discs, and they are stacked on top of the Blu-rays. Not a big fan of that, but all right. So, all right, now let's talk about the picture quality and the audio. Lawrence of Arabia is released by Sony, and it includes an HDR10 and Dolby Vision grading, as well as a native 4K resolution. Now, they did a restoration several years back, implementing 8K scan, and of course, it's been rendered down to 4K. This movie, I always thought looked fantastic on Blu-ray. I've owned every physical copy of this movie in every format, and it's really just the evolution of how this picture quality improves, the technology behind it. It is no more apparent than it is here on Lawrence of Arabia. It absolutely looks fantastic. For purposes of this review, I'll be talking about the Dolby Vision encoding, and I think really it's a stellar looking picture presentation. The movie itself was made for beautiful cinematography, and those blues really shine as far as the skies of the desert. I think are the biggest color aspect that really stand out here. The Dolby Vision really enhances it, and it looks fantastic. It looks very natural. It doesn't look, you know, cartoonish or anything like that, but just really looks wonderful in that regard. The color, the overall landscape itself had like a brownish kind of slightly, you know, due to the sand and the surrounding areas, look great. The sunsets look amazing. I mean, there's a couple of those shots that look fantastic, make great use of color. I think the real winner here in this one also is detail. Level of detail is greatly enhanced. Everything from skin textures, clothing, the surrounding areas, up close shots look phenomenal. They really just, that whole detail aspect is nicely rendered, and I think just one of the greater things here on this presentation. Black levels are good. Now, of course, this being one of those, the movie shot, you know, they use a lot of those nighttime scenes that are, you know, shot in the day but then filtered and rendered at night. Those look good. They look clear, and I think overall just it's really good use of black level, I think, for the most part. No real any issues of elevation, And interior scenes they contrast any kind of light sources really nicely, and overall great presentation. Film grain, as far as the movie goes, it's consistent, it's appropriate, no blotchy spots or anything that I could detect, no issues with compression. Really a beautiful looking picture and absolutely worth checking out on 4K. Lawrence of Arabia supports a Dolby Atmos mix here as far as the audio presentation goes, and it's absolutely fantastic. It is, I can only imagine what this would have been like actually watching this in the theater with that surround sound implemented, and the Atmos mix I feel takes that even further and really gives it that great overall like immersive movie feeling, and it is absolutely awesome. It is a great audio mix. Now, center channel with dialogue, that comes through clean and clear. No real issues to speak of. Dialogue, very easy to understand. The front levels handle a lot of the action, and they do so very nicely. Mid-levels and rears, now there is a bit of discrete activity going on throughout those speakers, everything from the music to just some ambient sounds to action, the war scenes. They all are utilized very nicely. The overhead speakers are given a little bit to do, but they're mostly used to accentuate just the overall sound stage. They don't have a lot of discrete activity, but they're definitely, their presence is definitely known. You can absolutely hear it. The LFE is surprisingly heavy. Actually, during those aforementioned war scenes, they really sound good. There's a lot of thump, a lot of energy to it. But I don't feel it's overbearing or overly aggressive. It's appropriate amount, and just a great addition to an already amazing soundtrack. For the picture quality of Lawrence of Arabia on 4K Blu-ray, I'm going to give this one a solid A+. I think a lot of times older movies like this, especially the ones shot on film, benefit the most from 4K and any kind of HDR or Dolby Vision pass. And I think Lawrence of Arabia absolutely took an already cool Blu-ray and really gave it a lot more energy to it, and it looks fantastic. It is absolutely reference quality, old Hollywood filmmaking. For the audio presentation, I'm going to give this one a solid A. It really has a lot going for it. There's a lot of just immersive elements. The music just pulls you in. The action, the quieter moments, they're all rendered nicely, and it's a great use of every speaker. Even the height speakers get utilized from time to time, and I think just your own home theater is going to be used really nicely as far as the Dolby Atmos here on Lawrence of Arabia. So that is my review of Lawrence of Arabia on 4K Blu-ray. Let me know in the comments below if you picked up the collection or are you waiting for the individual release, and if you've seen it, let me know what you think of it. Let's talk about it in the comments below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. I put out videos every single day. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.